G'day, welcome back to the Coffey Break Channel. If you're new to the channel, me and Dad are currently making our way from Tweed heads to Broome in the 6.6 metre trail craft. We are currently just about here on the map, and we've been stuck in this river for about a week, but as you can see today, we've got a glass out. We're heading back down the coast about 20 k's because if we had to fill up again, it's another 100k up, kind of, because we need to get premium fuel. And you're probably wondering why we're filling up again so fast, as we haven't been driving around much. But to get to here, we've used 260 litres. That was from Harvey Bay. Once we get from here out to the bunker group, it's going to be about a 700k stretch before we get fuel again. So realistically, we're filling up again, but we're only putting in another 260 litres. But yeah, heading out to the bunker group and fishing, surfing, diving. That's what's going to be happening in the rest of this episode. Also going to be getting my sister Bonza. She's going to be jumping on the boat for the next episode, which is going to be exciting. I can't wait to see her, and yeah, happy days. Have a coffee, get into it. We have a friend here, Casey. He's going to help us do a couple of fuel runs to the servo today. And Casey is such an interesting character. When we were at Crescent Head, I was at the boat ramp one day, and this fella pulled up to the boat ramp in a kayak, and he had all this extravagant gear. And I was like to Dad, that guy doesn't look like he's just gone out for a day mission. I'm going to go have a chat with him. Anyway, ended up going over and having a chat with him. He kayaked in a Hobie kayak with a sail, like the foot pedal one, from Sydney to Cabarita, where he was living at the time. He's now bought a joint here in 1770, but he has such an amazing story about going up the coast. He didn't film any of it, he just done it for the love, which I think is a classic example of Australians across the country are pretty adventurous characters. And when I get him in the boat, we'll have a little bit more of a chat about the adventure that he done. As I'm going around Australia, hopefully I will be bumping into a lot of interesting characters, and I want to try and include them in this series because I think it's interesting for you guys, and it can give you a bit of confidence to do some adventurous yourself. Hey! Oh man.
Oh, it's so good to see you guys on your epic trip.
Good.
Fucking legend.
There's a bit of a barker with new people.
Yeah.
Sorry, I need to acknowledge you, do I? Do I need to acknowledge you?
So we've got Casey here, and I mentioned before how he kayaked from Sydney to Cabarita. Is that the final stop?
Oh, it was Byron Bay.
Byron Bay.
Pulled into the pass.
Pulled into the pass. And what did you do it in?
I did it in a Hobie kayak, so Adventure Island single seater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how are you sleeping in along the trip?
Coastal beaches, islands inside river mouths and creeks and estuaries.
Yeah.
On the boat on 2 separate occasions.
Yeah.
Rough sleep. Rough sleep. Yeah.
One of my favourite parts of the trip, so when we met up at Crescent Head, I mentioned before, we met at the boat ramp. We ended up taking him surfing for the week because the winds were blowing northerly.
You adopted me for a week.
He come camping on the beach with us, and it was an awesome week we had together. When he left Crescent Head, the wind was howling southerly, and you had a scary moment out the back of Hat Head there.
Yeah. Took on over 200 litres of water through the front hatch. That was during the bushfires too, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, that's right.
Yeah.
So when the bushfires are there, you could barely see 10 metres ahead of you from all the smoke. I hadn't heard from him for about 4 or 5 days, and we found out he was going out at Nambucca Bar, and I'll put the photo in here because it's one of the coolest photos. I actually want to get it framed for you. It's that epic.
Yeah.
Was it in the newspaper?
Nah, I don't think it made the news, but the coppers or the local police took my name and number in case I was to go out again and be reckless. But yeah.
So he was going out Nambucca Bar. Nambucca Bar is a deadly bar. I reckon it was 6 foot.
6 foot, yeah.
Easy, maybe even 8 foot.
and he's going over one. You tell it.
I thought I was invincible at that point, in a way, shape or form, I guess. Yeah. As I was going out, I kind of timed myself between the sets, but because the smoke was so thick out to sea, you couldn't see much further than 50 metres past the breakers itself.
Yeah.
So you couldn't read the ocean as well as you probably could if
there was no smoke.
There was no smoke. So I sat and I waited and I waited and I was timing the sets before I'd gone out. I started to go out, and I managed to get 2/3, even 3/4 of the way to the back of the sandbar.
Yeah. And
these king waves came out of nowhere. It was the two of the biggest sets that had come through in that last 2 hours. And we've been sitting there watching it, and they just happened to come at that exact moment. I got over the first one, and the second one felt like a mountain, and it came down and it landed on the mast of the boat. So where the mast is forward set on those things, it landed on the mast, and I think it snapped the mast on the initial impact.
Yeah.
When the water caught the sail, and it flipped me directly backwards and body slammed the whole kayak onto me. I managed to stack everything onto the kayak, the main center hull itself, lay the mast down, roll it all up, and crawled back in with half broken Hobie Mirage drive.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
And then after that, he ended up getting it fixed from some fellas in Buck. I spent a week there.
Yeah, the guys from Mo Tackle or Mo Outdoors, they sorted me out with a brand new mast, and it came off their display model of their boat in their shop. And then left when the bar looked totally different.
Yeah. It's such an awesome story. And to finish the trip, he actually pedalled
from Moonee Beach, just north of Coffs. I left Moonee Rivermouth and left on the last little final southerly squall, I'd left from Hat Head Crezo. Knew there was a 2 or 3 day of wind ready to go, and I left and made it all the way to Cape Byron, the pass, in under 36 hours straight, no sleep.
Yeah, and you mentioned before you done it because you were having sores and you were losing so much weight, and it was kind of time to get home.
I wanted to make it to Kingscliff, but I was just like, Byron was the last stop. Yeah.
Such a cool trip, and there's just a classic example of someone going out. Didn't really film any of it. I've been trying to tell him to do YouTube because he does some wild trips. And,
thanks, man. Yeah.
hopefully he'll do it one day. But yeah, I just loved that story, and such a hell mission. And if you are looking to do an adventure like that, there's a bit of knowledgeable person for you out there.
Yeah, memories we made too.
Exactly.
Spend some time in Crescent Head.
That's right. Right, we're gonna go. He's gonna give us a lift to the fuel station, and we're gonna grab some fuel. But I hope you enjoyed that story, and there's going to be more of them along the way, interesting characters we meet.
Yeah.
There's one right there.
You'll meet him, eh?
We've got a funnel.
It looks a little bit better, Nick, than this one. Is it a bit smaller, or is that the same size?
No, this is 6.6.
Oh, same boat.
Yeah.
The same boat.
So that's what we're doing it in.
yeah, boys.
What a classic that was. There's the boys taking off there. Same boat, same father and son. They both worked together as fridgies. Me and Dad worked together as brickies. It was almost like there was a mirror on the water when they pulled up. That was pretty cool. There you going good. But we've got Bonza. She has just flown in from the Goldie. She's been dropped off by a taxi.
Till we go down.
Yeah, I've got her. Yep. And she's walking down the boat ramp now.
Hey! This is mental.
Oh, I miss her. I miss her.
Let's go find a place to sleep.
So Bonza's been upgraded to the cabin, and I'll be sleeping on the deck for the next however long she's on the boat. So we've got the Maddie up here. It's my new bed. Seas in the morning, bars in the dark, always a bit daunting. So we are just heading out through the bar. We've got Casey, who was on the episode earlier in it, and a few of the local lads coming with us. We're just following them out the bar now. Got 60 kilometres to get out to the reef, and then hopefully we'll be surfing straight up if all goes according to plan. is the conditions we're chasing all the way around. Absolute glass. Got the boys back there. Following our trail. Mate, they're good. Just made it out to the reef. Pretty sure I can see a right-hander on the other side of this atoll here. That's a right-hander. That is a big sick right-hander, Dad.
Yeah, looks good.
Holy shit. I'm freaking out. Oh fuck, I want to go surfing. Oh my goodness. It doesn't get any clearer than that. It does not get any clearer. Morning.
Flat. Morning.
Just wake up out on the reef.
Okay. You see a whale.
This wave's actually 2 foot, I reckon 1 to 2 foot, tubing left and right peak. I don't know how this current's gonna be. Dad's gonna stay on the boat while I test it out. And I think the boys are gonna come jump in with us. We're on. We are on.
Morning.
Are you frothing or what?
Oh, frothing.
I'm frothing out.
I feel like a little kid. It feels so good to feel this joy out.
We'll probably jump in here, Dad.
Yeah.
I want to paddle up it anyway.
Yeah. Follow the bottom.
clarity.
Yeah, that looks sick. It's hard to actually see where to take off. It's so clear.
Yeah.
Need to walk back to your boat.
Yeah, boys. This is what it's all about. Oh my god. Just had our morning surf and we're heading a bit further out. We're heading to go chase some reds. We've got a Scottish fella with us. Loving the dream. Living the dream. Just set the rods out. We've got the little trolling motor up. Trim that up a bit, Dad, the motor. We'll see how if we get any more speed out of it. The boys straight away have hooked up. Like immediately. With the motor, that's about as low down, as high up, sorry, we can get it. And have good steering. If we go any higher, the boat just starts going like that. Maybe with a few people mentioned that it would help. Maybe in a lighter boat you'd probably have better steering, but because our boat has so much weight in it, we just lose our steering completely. So that's about it. 30 seconds in, wahoo.
Ready? I wasn't ready.
Yeah! Bloody oath! That's a hellfish.
Mental.
You got
Elevate.
fish for dinner.
Whoa.
Big dog's on.
Bigger fish.
Bigger fish? Get it off the bottom. You got him out. We haven't had much luck on trolling around Australia. That's a good sized trout. Another half life, another wahoo on the way home.
Yeah. I'll safe trip until I see you again.
Let's stay in contact. Gonna run into anything. Run into fucking epicness, eh?
I like it.
Yeah.
Unreal couple days hanging out with Casey again. We're heading further north to a reef a bit further up. We'll be anchored for the night. Put out the troll on the lures and hopefully we'll get a fish trolling. We haven't really been doing the name of the series justice just yet. We think we've just changed the name of the trip. We're going to call it Staying Afloat now. Dad come up with that name because it's more important for us to stay afloat than to be trolling around Australia. From where we are today, it's 500 kilometres to Airlie Beach. We've got 650 in the tank. We could nearly get there if we don't drive around too much. So it's pushing it a little bit, so we'll try and pull that off over the next next week. We pretty much have these conditions. There's like, you know, a couple of days where it's blowing 10 knots, but if we can hang out in the reef for as long as we can before it starts blowing again, we're going to try and do it. If we can't get to Airlie Beach, we'll go into Mackay. How's the day on it? We've got our anchor for the night. Wow. Hey, look who you bump into out on the water. Neighbours, Meridian Way neighbours. And they've got themselves a beautiful boat here. But upgrading to a reef runner possibly.
Hopefully. 8 metre.
Recap on the day.
Just leave it in there for a second.
Probably one of the, I don't know if it was one of the funnest days I've ever had out on the reef. Not that we fished heaps, but the time that we did fish, we caught a few trout and the boys got the wahoo. But just surfing today was incredible. Been a lot of places around the world and surfed some pretty remote, beautiful locations. But that was something else out there. The water was so blue and it was so glassy, it was actually hard to see when the waves were coming, and even surfing them, it was kind of mesmerizing. You kind of just wanted to go along the wave, not even do turns. So that was just an incredible day. We're kind of coming up with a bit of a plan, but while I've been sitting here, our mates, reef runner boats. So they're the guys in the start of the video who I talked about, done all the mods to the boat, put the 700 litre tank in, you know, done all this amazing stuff that's made us capable of doing this trip. Plus Elite Marine Flooring, done all the flooring in the boat. They've given us a buzz on the radio and they're heading out here tomorrow. So they're going to take us red fishing, and these blokes are gun red fishermen. It's what they love doing. So we're going to be jumping in their boat tomorrow morning. And reef runner boat, when you see it, it's my dream boat. Like this boat, when you see it tomorrow, this is the boat I want to if I could ever pick a boat to have, that would be it. So we're going to be heading out with the lads in the morning, and we're pretty frothing. I wouldn't call us great red fishermen by any means. We've caught a couple over the years, but it'd be sick to have a day properly catching some reds. See you in the morning, give you a rundown of the best boat in the world, and hopefully we're bent over to some reds.
That was a bit heavy.
Morning.
Couldn't help ourselves.
I didn't think so.
Shut up.
Did you come through at like 2 in the morning or something? That was you. Sick. Oh, I'm frothing. I'm stoked to see you be out here. So you just pretty much drove all night, launched the boat, and then
Big day.
yeah. The colours on that squid is amazing, eh? Let's go.
Oh, there's a blanket up there, is there for...
Look at this thing.
Yeah.
The dream boat. So we got Mick, he done all the mods, and Ken who done all the riff.
God.
Hey, look at you like that one for a nesty?
That looks sick.
Well, we said we wanted to go to an island today.
You aren't in no way.
We're on an island.
Bon's just going straight back to bed.
Yeah, there's bands and everything in there.
Leave it.
Yeah, they are. Right.
Who's he?
Here comes the pain,
Red
kids.
Emperor.
There they are, right there. Yeah, this is all fern in here. So just like your kelp,
Yeah.
and the bait gets in it, and see all the red sitting on top of it.
Yep.
It's yeah.
You can tell they're reds by just you just know they are. Or you can tell
pretty
by
well.
the
Yeah,
shape of it.
you can tell by the shape.
Yeah.
When we get up to this other spot, we just call it. We call it the paddock.
Paddock fish.
We
They like moved
you
out.
can drift 2 nautical miles.
Wow.
And you'll get fish all the way through.
Wow.
It's just bits of kelp everywhere. And
Yeah.
fucking amazing.
So a lot of the time in the reds, you're not necessarily looking for structure.
Bad boy out.
No, I find them better in the kelp.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is there a way you can tell that it's a kelp bottom on the down there? Not really.
Not really, no. The only reason we know is we've pulled it up.
Yeah.
Not.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get some flex.
Oh, it's the first red of the day. Tell me a baby that.
That's a spectacular fish every day of the week in my boat.
Baby.
Come on, mate. Yeah.
Little fella.
He can go home.
Beautiful little fish, eh?
Sick fish.
See you, buddy.
One of many, I'm guessing, today.
Hopefully, mate. Hopefully.
What a beautiful
nice
fish.
Little red.
About 20 minutes in.
Bloody ripper.
Happy days.
That's what we're here for.
Red for dinner.
It's too hot for this shit.
Good fish. There's a red here. Another beautiful fish.
beautiful.
Beautiful. This is a big fish. You might have a big cod on
Yeah,
there.
this could be a cod.
Yeah. He's looking heavy.
Oh, come on. Oh, that's a better fish. Is that on?
Let's go. The kryptonite's getting jammed.
Mixed 2 leftover baits. Bugger.
Oh.
Oh,
Wow.
illegal.
Yeah. That's a hellfish. Bonnie's asleep. Look at this fish. Wow. Beautiful red there.
Yeah.
The boys have put us on their spot. We're doing pretty much the same thing, and they're almost running rings around us. And it just goes to show experience in what you're doing really does pay. Rods are going down. Oh, I'm getting smashed right now. I'm getting so smashed by the boys. Yeah, Dad. Beautiful. Beautiful. Nice fish, Dad.
Nice.
Oh!
Hello.
Get him, Jacko. Oh, that's a fish. Taught that drag, give it to him. Don't give him a centimetre, Jacko.
How do you want it? Come on, man.
Let Jacko get hold of you.
I thought I had a tight drag.
No.
Baby red.
Oh, nice. I thought you said get a fucking stango.
If he's on the money, I'll let him go.
What do they got to be? Half a metre? A bit over half a metre?
Nah, he's there, but he's not there.
We go for the bigger ones.
Yeah.
Is that one Mick?
Just so for anyone who is watching this and doesn't really fish, on the reef, pretty much across Australia, this is the top tier fish you can catch. Would you say?
Yeah, I'd say they'd definitely be one of the best.
Yeah. People go mad chasing around reds. And the boys are out here. They're on the outie for a couple of days, so they'll be loading up the fridges for when they go home. Also taking some home for Steph.
I'll just have one more drift through here, eh?
Yeah.
And, might move up to this next spot.
This is the kelp you were talking about that's on the bottom.
that's the fern.
So it's called
The fern that
fern.
lives on the bottom, and
Wow.
yeah, the reds just live in it like cows in the paddock.
It's got a like rubbery texture to it almost. Here I am looking for big risers to catch reds, and you just catch them in the bloody paddock.
Yeah, fish.
Yeah.
Well, that's a better hit.
Here we go.
That's it.
Bobby, how you going? What's Jacko got?
Jacko's got a red.
He'd be right to lift, mate.
Lift him in.
Yeah, just grab the ball.
When I hear I'm not getting lifted in, I've got a good fish.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes, he's got it. That's great.
He didn't swim off the greatest. No, he's gone down.
That's what they make you do it for, yeah. That's the goal.
There you go.
I'm the same height as Mick now. Oh,
What have I got?
cod.
It's a cracking Maori. Bloody nice Maori cod.
Beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful eating.
Dad's on over here. Looks like he's got... Oh,
Good one.
you got two fish on. Yeah.
It's not unusual.
You got the double red.
Two on the big worker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey. That's epic.
Good, I mean, you can drift along and
There it is, the sea snake.
Oh, yeah.
that's a good one.
Oi, oi.
Paddock fish, buddy.
He went hard.
Look at that.
Nice fish.
Well done. It's right, brother.
There we go. There's one red on the background, a couple of reds on the deck.
That's a nice one, Jacko.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's okay, yeah. I think so. Yeah.
You're on.
The arm sore.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
Oh, it's two! Oh my god!
One of them's bigger than all of them.
Oh my god! That's incredible!
Bring him over.
Oh my god!
Are you kidding me? Chuck him in.
Bye!
Yeah, he's off. That's a dream fish for a lot of people.
Also,
And you're on over here.
Oh, what a bit of I can't believe how the style you had. Oh, I reckon.
Oh, a big trout. Yeah. Yeehaw.
beautiful eating these ones.
Anger. Wow. That's a horse. That's a proper horse. Get that prick off the bottom.
That's a good fish. That could be a good red. Oh,
Get him off the bottom, Dad. He's trying. He's trying. Oh. Oh.
they're not reds.
Wow. You going heavy too? Do you want me to cut that?
Oh, hang on. They're not actually that bad.
Dad's getting a bit of colour.
Please be red.
It's looking red, eh?
Swim, mate, swim.
Yep. You got to swim. You're looking red, Dad.
That's what we're after.
Big man. There's a good red. Oh, it's a cracker. It's a cracker.
That's a
Oh
horse.
my, Dad. Oh. You're kidding me. Oh, Dad. Oh my God.
There's a 12 to 14.
Wow.
Barking ripper.
Oh my God. Look at my hand on its head. Are you kidding?
Oh, buddies. You want to get in there and do
What?
it now? You made mine look tiny.
No way.
He's a good fish.
That's the biggest red I've ever seen. Oh my God. Oh.
That's a good one too.
That's getting out of control.
Hold it up, guys. The cracker.
Oh my God, Dad.
Well done, mate.
That's insane.
That's awesome. That's what we come for.
That's what we come
Have we got
for.
scales on there?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, let's go, mate.
And that's not a bad fish right there, too.
That's awesome.
Holy Jesus fish!
Oh my God. Dad. He's going down. Oh. Even on about the icky pick. Just saying how much better it makes your fish taste when you kill it.
Bloody, yep, straight in behind the eye there into the brain. Put him to sleep.
What a spectacular fish.
Do you want to get him over in the sun? This is going to be epic.
Somewhere around that 13 kilo. Bit hard with this rocking around, but yeah, about 13.
13 kilo.
Epic.
There it is.
Now I know the mystery evolves like the truth of matter. A fruitful
going to talk a little bit about the boat here because Mick is the owner of Reef Runner, the builder of Reef Runner, and the designer of Reef Runner. So this boat here, how long is it, Mick?
She's 8.5 metres.
Yep.
With a 2.7 metre beam.
Yep. And how long did it take for you to get this design that you've got here?
Fair few years, mate, of just mucking around.
Yeah.
And yeah, testing, trialling.
Yep.
That's all you can do. So.
And you started out making boats for pros?
Yeah, so we started out basically just building catamarans, big plate alloy cats. And yeah, sort of the market changed and a lot of people started to want the mono, so we thought, bugger it, branch out there.
Yeah. As you can see here, he's just done such an incredible job of the boat. Living on board, it's just a piece of piss. And yeah, if you're ever going to check out any boats that you're looking into getting for doing exactly what we're doing, but with a nicer boat, I think this one's exactly what you want to get. Mick's done such a great job. And also Ken, he does all the flooring. So
Hey guys.
if you want a spectacular boat, have a look at them.
Awesome.
Australia, we can see it. We're travelling around Australia. We leave our boat for 6 hours and we're happy it's still floating.
Back to reality. Not a bad reality. What the hell? That was unbelievable.
Bye, bye.
This is bloody living.
Come on.
Luckiest dog in the world.
It's a treat. Over here. Hi. Oh, you're so smart.
Oh my god. That is comfy.
Yours.
That is comfy.
If you think that works, man, that's yours.
Thank you.
My absolute pleasure, Bill. I do want the sheet.
That was mental, not a problem, mate.
Really, really good.
Absolutely love it.
Thanks so much.
So much.
Alright, put it here.
Thanks, partner.
Thank you.
Love the bad dad jokes.
Cheers, mate.
Bloody
Our bracket.
the tender bracket.
Hopefully it works, eh?
Yeah.
Should be sweet. Thank you so much,
No,
guys.
boys, thank you. That was incredible.
Hope to see you at Blizzard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Alright guys, well, safe trip tomorrow and we'll keep an eye on you and talk to you very soon.
Happy days, boys. What an awesome week we've just had. Fishing, surfing, and we were going to say along the way you meet so many incredible crew. We had Casey at the start, had an unreal time with him, and we met the old man and his son in the trailcraft doing the same thing. Seeing Scotty here, Nick and Ken, like
So respectful.
as good of blokes as you can meet on the water, and that's what happens when you travel around and do things like this. You meet so many cool people across the country doing likewise things. So hope you enjoyed that episode, and we're going to be heading to Percy Island tomorrow. We've got about how far's the run, Dad? 250 kilometres. We'll be going to Percy Island and island hopping for a few weeks all our way to Airlie. Yeah, stay tuned for next week's episode on Sunday. See you later.
Is it in the bag? Do you have a spare?
We don't have the key to the boat.
Hey mate, I think we've made a bit of a fuck up. Is the key to our boat and your boat.